Hello world and hello dear friends of Soulmate Debunked. My name is Susanna and I'm the creator of Soulmate Debunked. Okay, so slamming out another 5-minute video. This one is tying into the previous video where I was talking about the wandering eye, and I mentioned something called yellow flags when you're on a first date with someone. So the yellow flags that I'm referring to, there's, okay, let's actually take a step back. You know, when you're on a first date with someone, there's obviously the red flags, and the red flags are things like if that person is very rude, obnoxious, you know, maybe have anger management issues. I don't know. I can't think of any, you know, big red flag stuff, but there are obviously some big ones, and they are typically deal breakers for people on a first date, right? And there's obviously, you know, across the board when you're dating, there's some generic ones, but then each individual person has their own category of red flags. But I wanted today to talk about, in relation to first dates, something I call yellow flags. So, you know, aside from in the previous topic, I talk about someone who comes on really heavy with the compliments and who lays it on really heavy. You know, you got to be worried about those. For me, that is something I would categorize as a yellow flag. But a different one, and this ties into a recent dating trend. Now, you've all heard of the term ghosting, right? So ghosting is when you obviously meet someone, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship, but when you meet someone and you exchange a series of emails, texts, or you're in communication with each other, or you're seeing each other, or you're on dates over a period of time, and that person disappears from you. Like, they just ignore all your texts, they don't, you know, answer your emails. So you know what the term ghosting means, right? So there's a term that I've heard recently, but apparently someone came up with it last year, and it's called mosting. So mosting is like a really, like, wow, heightened version of ghosting. And what mosting is, and this ties into the yellow flags, is when someone comes on really heavily with the compliments on the first date, and you know, they're professing their love for you already. They're saying you're the one, you guys are meant to be, there's strong chemistry, you know, all that stuff, right? And the intention of that is obviously to get into bed with you, to have sex with you. But then right afterwards, they disappear. They just totally disappear from your life completely. So that's what mosting means. Now, personally for me, that is a very cowardly act, right? I mean, don't you think that people would probably just be more appreciative if someone just said, listen, you know, I'm just here to get you into bed for the first date, but I know, who would say that, right? Because you don't want to destroy that illusion of who you are and what you're trying to present as a gentleman, as a good person. But deep down inside, your intention is just to, you know, get the other person into bed with them. So now the illusion or the act that people do is they come on strong with all the compliments, and that's what I call the yellow flag. So my take on this is obviously, you know, how everyone conducts themselves and what your expectations are and what your intentions are going into a first date. I can never judge someone, right? But all I want to say is that anytime you do meet someone for the first time, whether if it's a friendship, business, date, is, you know, there's the initial excitement of meeting that person, but always really take a deep breath and take a step back and assess the situation with your feelings, with your intuition. You know, that's when it really comes into play, right? Your feelings and intuition. And if something seems a little off, chances are they are. Those are the yellow flags, right? Those are the things that are not overt and very, very obvious, but those are things that you really need to tap in on and clue in on with your gut instinct. And I wanted to bring that up and tying it in with, you know, the first date theme and the mosting terminology these days now. So anyways, again, I'm curious to see what your thoughts are on this, if any of you have had that kind of similar experience. Hopefully not, but yeah, just something to share with you again. So these 5-minute videos are going fast and my time is up. So thank you again for tuning in. Lots of love, and please subscribe to my YouTube if you haven't already. Thanks. Bye for now.